Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren and welcome to Plants and Things. Excuse me, I just got home from work, so I'm still in my scrubs, but I had a little bit of daylight. It's like a rare chance that I get home before the sun goes down, and I got to walk the dogs. It was so nice. So I just wanted to catch this little bit of sunlight that I had left because I just feel like this setting, the way I'm gonna be filming this video, is gonna look a little better that way. So as you can see, I will be sharing all of my propagations with you guys today. So this is going to be a two-part video. Today's part is just showing you all my propagations, and next part will be actually explaining different types of propagation methods, what I prefer, what I've had success with, and all of that good stuff. So if you're interested, keep on watching. So I didn't quite make it. The sun still ended up going down like right before I started, but it's okay. I have a couple different shelves here, and I have propagations like everywhere. So I don't keep all my propagations in one specific place. I put them where it seems that it'll work best and where I have room, of course. So I'm just gonna start on the right side over here. And over here we have a couple different propagations. I have here some satin pothos propagations in water. These I just received, so that leaf is not doing so hot, but it wasn't looking good when I got it in the mail. But I literally just got these maybe, I don't even know, 3 days ago. So there's not much going on with them just yet, and that's why the leaves are looking sad, because they've been in the mail for a while. Is it focusing? Come this way. Okay, that's better. Yeah. So I got these as a gift on Wish Wednesday, on some Wednesdays, not all Wednesdays, and sometimes other days. Different Facebook plant groups have a thing called Wish Wednesday or Wish Day, and this is not what I wished for, but she threw it in as an extra, and it was really nice of her. So she gave me a whole vine. This is just some of them that had leaves on them. So I put these in water. That's what these are. So those are fresh new babies. Next row up, we got some, let me do it this way. Some wide form Adansonii, which is looking pretty good. This also came from a Facebook plant group. The girl gave it for free, would end up being a trade. That leaf is sad, but look at all the roots in there. It's doing really, really well. The only reason it's not potted yet is because I'm waiting for the mother plant that I chopped it off of, this one here, to grow a little bit, and I'm gonna pot it all together, probably in pond or maybe leca if I get some more leca, and I'm gonna stake it up. So that's the only thing that's waiting for, and I've literally only had this for like 2 weeks maybe, and it's taken off. I think that's it. So I don't know if you would call this a propagation, but it's in a propagation media, something that you would use to propagate. It's in perlite, which is my verrucosum. If you see my previous video of my green spaces review, I just got this plant and it's doing really good. It came as one plant, but it just was not looking really, I wasn't confident in it, so I chopped it and put it in perlite. Same thing with this melanochrysum, which surprisingly the leaves are still looking good. Very shocking. But yeah, I just did the same thing. I just chopped it and put it in perlite with a water reservoir at the bottom. There is no drain hole in these. So those are two, I guess, kind of sort of propagations. So that's it for that shelf. Everything else is established plants. Let's give my Ziffenbachia a second. This is literally my favorite plant. I'm sorry about the lighting in this video. Maybe I should turn my mini greenhouse light off. Hold on. Is that better? It's more neutral. I guess that's fine. Okay. Next on this shelf here, I don't think I actually have this Monstera albo. I received it as a propagation, but it's a rooted cutting, so I'm not gonna include it. It's just there. I didn't really do anything with that. But back here in the corner, behind my sad looking majestic, I'm gonna have to grab it, is the Brazil. Try not to knock anything over. And this, let me turn off the humidifier. How about that? So we don't keep getting this. Okay. My Brazil is quite sad. It had more leaves on it, but I got it as a sad plant, a rehab, and it was doing fine, but I knocked it over, and so it was in shock. It lost leaves, and it hasn't budged ever since. So it's in perlite with a water reservoir. The water reservoir most likely has liquid dirt in it, but yeah, it hasn't budged. But yeah, I've had this probably for a month or so now, and the plan with this little series is to like give you guys updates in about 1 to 3 months, so you can kind of like follow the growth of these propagations. My Rhaphidophora tetrasperma is finally putting out a new leaf. I got that the same time as I got the Brazil, but this was given to me as this cutting propagation. It was already like rooted in water, but it's still kind of in propagation mode. It hasn't been planted or anything like that. And I think that's it for this shelf. Yeah, those are just a bunch of succulents, another Dieffenbachia, beautiful. Okay, I think we're gonna need to turn the light back on. Let me see. Maybe I should put, okay, that helps. Over here, so I don't know if we want to call these bulbs propagations, but I guess they're propagations. They've been propagating in soil, some in perlite, and they're doing well. This is from my mystery bulb box that I got. I have a video that I'm putting together for this. It's just taking a while to make it because I'm tracking the progress of it. So I would say it's probably been about a month and a half now. And look at the roots on those babies. That's how they're doing. And it's a little dark down there, so we won't go down there. Same thing, bulbs that I don't know what they are. This here in Leca is a elephant ear bulb. Actually, I think there's 3 elephant ear bulbs in here. And it has a, if you can see it, probably can't, a water reservoir down in there. So yeah, that's that. So that's it for these shelves. And last but not least, where I have most of my propagations in my mini greenhouse. So let's take a look in there. So I use my mini greenhouse more so for propagations that start off without leaves. But some of these, of course, at this point have leaves now. So in this little tray here, actually, I'm gonna start from here because it'll make more sense by the time I get over there. So yeah, let's start here. So sometimes I do use prop boxes. Oh, look at that little leaf poking out, such a cutie. And let's get you guys a better angle. Here we go. So I have some more satin pothos. Again, this came from that same one that I showed that was in water. This was all one vine. These were too little. As you can see, the stem is so tiny that putting it in a water vessel was going to be a little difficult. So that's why I put them in here. This is from my varicosum that you guys saw earlier. This was the bottom stem that had very sad roots. That's why it's in here. These, oh, what are these? There's a bunch of them. Oh, these are more satin pothos. Okay. Yes, so like I said, she gave me one long vine. So any part of the vine that didn't have leaves, I just chopped them into single nodes and put them in the prop box here. So these, again, all these satin pothos have only been here a couple days, same as this varicosum. Brazil, so some of the things that's in here was originally a moss propagation box. And you'll see once I get to the lower shelf that the moss, this is obviously not moss anymore. So I changed it because I found that over here in my purely perlite propagation box, things were just moving faster. So I ended up changing this out. So originally this variegated epi was here, this Brazil was here, this Plowmanii was here, and all these things were here for months, like months, and nothing was happening. So I changed it out. One thing that was happening was the epi, the Pothos and Joy. The Pothos and Joy, like Pothos do, was growing like a beast. Wait a second. What is this? Oh my gosh. I swear this popped up over maybe a day and a half ago. I just put this Brazil cutting in here and there was no leaf, and that leaf was not there like 2 days ago. I swear. Oh my gosh. See, that's what I'm talking about. These, look at me. Oh my gosh, she's trying to. Okay, can you, okay. She's trying to sit in my lap. Okay. This is what I'm talking about with perlite prop boxes. I really prefer perlite prop boxes. Mia, you're knocking my hand around. So this is getting kind of tall. Once it gets a little bit taller, then I will move it to something like this, where it's still too small for me, for my preference to plant it, but I still want it in a propagation type of situation. So I'll put it in open air, but still with moss and lots of dampness. And that's why I have it in the mini greenhouse, to keep with the humidity and all that good stuff. And so that's a Brazil, this is a Brazil, and this is a part of a Brazil that was doing absolutely nothing. So I originally had this propagating in pond actually, and it just wasn't doing anything. Which one was in, one of these was in pond and one of these was in moss. Either way, the point was it wasn't doing anything until I put it in here. So that's that on that. And then, so I'm hoping that my Plowmanii takes off a little bit more, because it's been very slow and I only got those 2 little leaves. This here is my Pastazanum. It has been probably 2.5 months since I had this, and the newest leaf came out nice, like much larger than the first leaf, almost double the size. So it's doing pretty good. And it has another little baby bud, if I can find it for you guys. There it is. Another little baby bud there that wants to pop out. So this is pretty much ready to be planted. I was just gonna wait until that last little bud pops out. But yeah, that's what's going on in this. So this is my most recent prop box that I've done. This prop box I've had probably, actually I think I've only had this prop box for 2.5 weeks. Yeah, I think I've only had this for 2.5 weeks, and look how much growth is on there already. All of these dark green ones are the same. They're from the same plant, that wide form Adansonii. And again, any part of the vine or any part of the plant or vine that didn't have leaves, I chopped it into single node cuttings. Some of these have 2 nodes, and just put in the prop box. And the roots, hold on, y'all see that? Those roots are going crazy. They're not even white anymore because they've been there. They've been there growing. Brazils in here, the tan ones are the Brazils. And look, again, this is what I'm talking about. This, okay, I hope y'all can see that. If y'all can see this, I'm gonna try to do this without knocking this over. This little white fuzzy coming out of this Brazil. I swear to you, I just put this Brazil in here 2 days ago, and it's already producing roots. And I've had it, I don't know what it was in before, but it wasn't doing anything. So, and look, takeout containers, nothing fancy at all. Back here, I wouldn't really call these propagations. These are rescues, so we don't have to talk about that. Over here, like I said earlier, these came from prop boxes and got too tall. Wide form Adansonii, Pothos and Joy. I love the way these little leaves look. They're the cutest. And look, it has another leaf coming, and that tiny little baby. Yeah, and more satin pothos. I don't know why I put these satin pothos out here. I think I just wanted to experiment with putting some in moss, some in perlite, some in water, and see what happens, even though I already know the one in perlite is about to pop off. This here is no longer a propagation, but I just wanted to feature it because this is my very first propagation ever in my plant journey. I took these cuttings from my mom last year, and I put them in water. I had them in water for months, like a really long time, because I just wasn't, I don't know, I just didn't pot it up and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. And I finally put it in pond, and let's just take a look at it. And if y'all don't know, croutons are really hard to grow, like not outside in the wintertime. So I just kept it in a mini greenhouse so that I could have all the, oh, I'm dropping pond, all the heat and everything in once. I'm trying to show y'all the roots. Hold on. Look at these roots going crazy. Oops, there you go. Look at them things. I'm dropping pond everywhere, but look at them things. I'm so proud of this plant. It will definitely be staying in pond forever. Even in summertime, I'm just gonna put it in a bigger pond container. All of these leaves are new. All these leaves are new. Yeah. Oh my gosh, can you hear my dogs fighting in the background? This is what they do. Every day. Every day. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me. Can you stop for a second? Just give me 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, please. Thank you. Moving on. So I just had to shout that out because that was my first propagation. And this dome here is a little baby seed. It is doing so good. It has a little fuzzy root that's doing big things. So this is a anthurium seed. It's a magnificum crossed with a crystallinum, I believe. And it's a part of this thing called the Seedling Race that someone on Instagram is doing. It was so nice of him to do this. He pollinates anthuriums and like hybridizes them and stuff and makes seeds out of them. So he created this kind of like Seedling Race thing, and a bunch of people purchased seeds at like a very affordable cost. Like it was only $20 for the seeds, and we're all kind of just growing our seeds together. However, yeah. We're all just growing our seeds together however we see fit, and everybody's doing it in moss, and I decided to do it in perlite, and I was so afraid to do it in perlite, but I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna work, so that's why I did it in perlite, and it's doing something. It is doing something. So yeah, the water reservoir has Jack's Houseplant Special, and I just keep this dome over it, and I put little holes in it to get some airflow because I was worried about it being cooked, because as you can see I have a heat mat here, so it's always optimal conditions in there for my little baby seed. Moving on, this is what's left of my melanochrysum. And so if you guys remember, or if you see in my last video I was talking about my melanochrysum, this is what's left of her. It came to me as a beautiful 1-leaf cutting. That leaf like quickly went downhill. This is all that's left, but it does have a new leaf coming out in there, which I'm very happy about. It has pretty much no roots, so she's rebuilding, and I just have it in perlite and sphagnum moss. That was my first time doing this type of mix, and I'm not sure why I decided to do that for this. I don't know why I decided to. Maybe I was just experimenting, but that's what I decided to do, and it's doing fine. Next, back here. Now, what I was talking about earlier, how I got the satin pothos from a Wish Wednesday, this is what I actually wished for. It is a silver sword cutting. I didn't know it was gonna be a wet stick, but that's okay because it was free. But I can't, the lighting doesn't really show, but there is a little green showing there, so there is some hope. Oh, look at that little green bud there. Hopefully I can put an arrow on the screen to show you guys, because I don't know if my finger can reach without blocking it, but there's a little green bud there too. So I think it's gonna be fine, even though oh, okay, no, it's fine. It's flimsy, but it's not squishy. So yeah, it's just in perlite, and most likely the liquid is Jack's Houseplant Special, because that's what I've been using a lot lately. So yeah, I just got that a couple days ago, so that's not doing anything. And this baby, I'm trying to get the better lighting for you guys, but it's kind of hard being inside the greenhouse. Excuse my ashy hands. Hold on. Oh geez. Okay, maybe that's better. This is my variegated epi, and I am really happy about this. Like this, let me tell y'all a quick backstory. I got this probably 3 months ago as a 1-leaf cutting, but it had 3 nodes and one of them died. I chopped it in 3 because I was trying to put it in pond. When I first got it, didn't have the pond took forever to come. I had it in water for a while, was not happy with it in water, put it in my original sphagnum moss prop box. It did nothing for a really long time, and I was like worried, so I took it once. What happened? Did a leaf start to come out? I don't think a leaf started to come out. Maybe a growth point started to show. So I took it out and put it in this perlite with water reservoir at the bottom this year. And as soon as I took it out, this leaf crisped on the tip. And I was so upset because it was so pretty. Let me pull it back. It was so pretty. And I don't know if you can see, like, it's not just white and green. It has like a, I gotta get a better video, better color. Oh, here we go. Is that better? It has a variation of green and light green, dark green and white. And it just sat there as a one leafer for probably a good month, maybe month and a half. And I had it up on this shelf, and I didn't put it directly into the light because I was worried about this happening. It happened anyway as soon as I took it out the prop box. But I said, you know what, it needs to grow. So, because it was getting too tall, that's what happened. It was getting a little too tall and it was starting to touch the roof of this container, and I didn't want it to rot. So that's why I took it out. When I took it out, it wasn't doing anything up on this shelf. So I moved it down here on the heat mat. And within a few, maybe 2 weeks, this leaf emerged, this pretty half moon. And as soon as this leaf hardened off, another one coming, another one. And it definitely has white in it, so very happy about that. I might put this on like a mini steak. I don't know. Maybe that'll speed something up if I put it on a mini steak. But yeah, that's the last of my propagations. This here is just dried out moss. So this came from this box originally when I switched it over to perlite. I didn't want to just pack up the moss damp because some of it was like alive. It was like green, so I just let it dry out on the heat mat. And it's probably not time now that I can like pack it up now that it's dry. But yeah, that is all of my propagations that I have. So that is all the propagations I have going on right now. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'll be doing a part 2 where I just explain a little bit more about all the different methods of propagating that I have. And right now it's actually kind of down to 2 main ones that I personally use. I did try other things previously, but I pretty much stick to these 2 main methods now because I find that they're the most successful and the easiest to like transition. So I'll get into all of that in the next video, but thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what propagations you guys have. What are your favorite methods of propagations? If there's any questions you have about propagating that maybe I can answer in the next video, please let me know. Thank you so much for your support on my channel. I got a lot of love on my last video about my Green Spaces ID unboxing. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I was kind of worried to do such a long video, but you guys seem to like it and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Of course, like I always say, my channel would not be here without you guys, so thank you. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, joining the Plenty fam. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. If you like the video, please press the like button and have a good night.